So I want to do this video for all of my followers who are frequent travelers, and even if you don't fly frequently, if you have a trip that's coming up that is international, this video is going to help you out. I wanted to talk with you about the global entry process. A lot of people are familiar with TSA Precheck, which basically TSA Precheck helps you get expedited through the line when you're flying out of a U.S. airport. So that helps you from a U.S. perspective, where you don't have to wait in these long lines. They'll have it on your ticket automatically. Most people are familiar with that. A lot of people, though, are not familiar with the global entry process and approval that you can get, which is just like TSA, except it helps you when you come back into the U.S. through customs. It expedites that process. That is something that you need if you definitely travel a lot. Because when you come back internationally, there are hundreds and hundreds of people that are in the line. If you have global entry, you get to skip that line process. There's usually not a wait at all in the global entry people. They just usually walk up to an officer and you're able to be seen. Now, what is the difference from a price perspective? I'm looking at the site now for TSA Precheck. It is $78 to get that. And TSA Precheck only helps you when you're traveling by air. Global entry, which I'm talking to you about now, it helps you travel by air, land, and sea, and it includes TSA Precheck, so you're going to get it anyway. The price difference, it's $100 to get global entry. So if you do fly internationally and you don't have the patience, like I don't have the patience to wait in a line, you definitely want to get global entry. I bring it up today because one of the hardest things to do when you're trying to get global entry is once you're conditionally approved, they'll send you an email, and the process, it says right now, application processing time takes 4 to 6 months. It did not take that long. It took less than 3 weeks for my son to get his conditional approval. Now, this was back in April when I did it for him. What is taking a long time, since I don't have a trip planned anytime soon to go international, is getting the interview process. You have to go to an enrollment center, and it'll give you a list of all the places that have an enrollment center, and you have to do an interview. When you go to that interview, you got to take your passport. You got to take something that shows that your legal address, all of that type stuff. Along with your letter that they sent you, for the conditional approval. You go there, they ask you 3 questions, and you're out. It does not take long. They take a picture of you while you're, at the site. They will do fingerprinting, at the site as well. And then they'll send you a card in the mail for your global entry. You can Google to see what the card looks like. But there are 2 ways to get an interview. The easiest way to get an interview, if you've been conditionally approved, is if you have a trip that's already planned, you can do enrollment on arrival. And there's over 60 places that you can do it. You can look up to see if where you're flying back into, if they have an enrollment center. For me, I'm in the Carolinas, so Charlotte, Douglas is the closest airport to me, and they do have an enrollment center, which means when you fly in, when you go to the customs area so that you can get checked back in, you can let them know that, hey, because there's usually a guard or something down there. You can say, hey, I've already been conditionally approved. I just need to do my interview. And they'll send you to the office. You don't have to wait in that long line. It's less than 10 minutes when you go in that office. It is very fast. So that's the first way to get approved. The second one, or to get the whole process completed, your interview. That's the first way to get an interview, is enrollment on arrival. The second way is what I did today, and I'm getting a card for my son. He only has TSA Precheck, and the reason he only has that is when we were going or getting ready for our trip, we went to Negril, Jamaica for spring break this year. When we were doing that, like I said, it takes 4 to 6 months to try to get global entry. We didn't have time, so I just got him TSA Precheck, just so he at least had that. Now, he can do TSA Precheck under me or my husband. If your child is 12 years or younger, if you have TSA Precheck, they can go through the lines with you. I think once they hit 13, they have to have their own. But I wanted him to have global entry. We weren't able to do it that fast. So now I got him conditionally approved. I need to set up an interview, and it takes forever to do an interview. Today is July 3rd, which is the first, June 3rd. I've jumped ahead a whole month. It is June 3rd. The first Monday of every new month, new interview slots are open on the website. And I had Googled that and found out, so I tested it out, and it is true. They open up at 9 o'clock. So when 9 o'clock rolled around, I had set an alert on my Alexa to remind me at 8:30 to go on the global entry site to set up the interview, and I did. So I went on the site. 9 o'clock rolled around. I had already logged in. I found my state. I found the location I wanted to go to. And all of July had opened up for me to be able to use. Yes, July. We are in June. June is already filled up, which is why I had to wait until the next month. So I was able to get the time slot that I wanted. I will tell you, the only thing that I ran into when I went on the site, a lot of other people are waiting to set interviews as well, because if you don't have one right now, you're always going to have to wait a month out for some of these locations. I don't know if every location is as busy as the Charlotte location is, but it's very hard to do. When I went in, I clicked the first one that was available. Of course, everybody else was probably clicking that as well. When I clicked on it and tried to set the time, it kind of buffered a while, and then an error came back. So I went back through it again, did the same thing, trying to get, another date that was within the first week. Same thing happened. I ended up the third time, I just went all the way out to, I think it's like the 19th of July. I went out like 2 weeks, and I just said, okay, fine. Let me just go out. Let me look at my thing. I can tell you the date that I ended up choosing. Okay, so in July, yes, I went to the 19th and just chose that date randomly. The whole month was available for, Monday through Friday. But when I chose that one, it immediately set it up, and then it'll be in your system on there. So I just wanted to let you know that it does work. The first Monday of every new month at 9 o'clock, new interview slots are going to be open. But if you have the choice and you're already conditionally approved and you are flying somewhere internationally, when you come back, do your enrollment on arrival there. It would just make it a lot quicker. So hopefully that helps you out. In the comments, let me know if someone else has global entry or TSA, and how it's working for you. But hopefully this helped you out for those who are looking to travel international.